All right, so this will be the third video in this little series, and I think we can probably safely say we'll implode our drawing at some point here, just playing around with all sorts of different brushes. For example, let's bring in the ocean brush, because why not? It's under elements over here. Actually, not underwater. There is a whole water section. And let's take whatever this color is over here. Let me go ahead and sample it. So if I between these sliders right here, this one and this one, right? You've got that little thing. There it is. It pulls up your sampler. I think that's just that same color I probably already had selected. And something fun you can kind of do though is add a little bit these kind of ocean things to your shadows. And I think you see where that's headed. It can look all right. I say if you're going to do that though, let's go ahead and take a lighter color as well and add some of that. Oh, I think I need to be up another layer. No, that should be fine. Add some of that along the rest of our scene. So maybe, just kind of sporadic places, but specifically, let's try it along with a kind of smaller version of it, along the edges. Okay, so right up along here. And then I'll kind of do, one set of them and then another just a little bit larger. And I think that could work. Maybe do it one more time, just down here at the bottom a little bit. Almost just sort of filling it in some. So, yep, there you go. So just things like that. Maybe another spot here and there. Then I would probably, just going back to my line layer for the entire thing, I'd probably go back and spend a little bit more time making things like rocks and stuff like that, or just little, swoopy gestures in the, what's our snow? Here we go. Just get our technical pen back. Okay, got it. Just things like that. Something like this. Parts that are jutting out. You could even kind of go and make another, like a sort of ridge through here, something like that. Again, maybe little rocks you'd fill in or something like that. Just some randomness to it. So let's look at another little fun brush. Actually, let's go ahead and just make a new layer. I'm gonna be somewhere. I want to work behind. Actually, I think I'm right where I should be. I want to work behind the ink layer with the background stuff, so I can kind of do things in the background here. So it'll look like maybe the wind is kind of back that way, and I don't want to use a black pen like that. Let's go and find, this will be kind of an odd one, I think. There is, let's see, what's under organic? Well, Lumina, the light pen could be kind of nice, or a light brush. Let's see, touch up. So maybe something like this. Let me just check it out real fast. I'm gonna set this over to a white. So what I want to do is kind of make it look like, yes, something like that, but not that intense. So you sort of get the feeling like, there's this little wind wisp going through here. Let's try it one more time. Again, I want it to be there, but I don't want it to be too noticeable. And this is what I was saying earlier. Well, at some point, we'll probably implode our drawing by doing too many things like this. But you get a feeling for it. Another cool thing that you could try would be, I believe this is under our spray paints. Just grabbing, let's see, the flicks. Again, I'm going to want to be behind, like kind of where I'm currently at. And so just, kind of getting some snow in here and adjusting, maybe it's a little smaller and more visible up this way. Do some down here. Had some big ones. And this might actually be another layer that you'd want to consider playing around with some of your add options for the blending. So, that's that certainly adds a lot. But maybe we take the alpha down a little bit on it. So let's see if we can take a mental screen grab. The difference between that, okay, and that. Yeah, I actually think I like the add effect in there, but not so much so. Okay, so we'll leave that in. Again, maybe some larger versions of that throughout. With that tool still selected, let's go and add another layer up this way, and then see how it would look to put a little bit of that snow effect over the top of all of it, right? Just a little bit over here. All right. Maybe, what's the biggest we can go with it? And, you know, certainly you could, yeah, something like that might look good. And of course you could blur that as well. So you could take the, and I'm just sliding across. Yep, kind of digging it. Okay, so we'll leave that as is. Oh, what other fun things could we try here? Well, this is this one's gonna make use of a brush that I added by this guy Matty B. It's this. Well, he sells it actually. Well, he gives them away and he sells them. You can donate. I donated to his cause of making more of these. But he's got all these really kind of neat cross-hatching brushes. And you can do things, similar things with some of the other brushes, so don't feel like you have to use these, but nor do you have to be watching this lesson. But let's try, and again, just as a safety, let's go on another layer. So I'm going to try one of his cross-hatching ones and just see how this looks. Actually, there's one I think would be even better. I like that one for some things. Let's go with one of the, let's see, kind of more traditional cross hatchings. Okay, yeah, I like that. Let's go ahead and just, yeah, I'm looking to do something like this. So it almost looks like pine needles on the tree. And if we can get it, so it almost looks like some of them are coming off. That would be good. That might be tough without erasing some of them. But yeah, something like that. And I had this other one selected. It's called Glyph Mess, and you know, you look at it, you go, what would I do with that? But then I'm going to pull back a little bit here. Let me go again, just on another layer. What was I doing with it? Yeah, I was doing this type thing. Let me see. Try kind of a darker blue. I'm going to put this layer below some stuff. But I was kind of just like swooping around with it. So I go over here and just kind of swoop like that. And something about it I really liked. We could even try it with just white. That's actually not white, is it? But it reminded me of this, something that they would try in one of those new Mickey cartoons. Sometimes they'll just throw in these like really cool sort of random textures in there. But another place where you might want to actually do it for real texture would be that cross hatching. Just again, new layer. I'm going to switch this over here to black. And let's try. Let me try this one. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, just some stuff like this, kind of along the tree. And, you know, maybe along stuff like this. It kind of looks like you gave a little bit more thought to it than we actually did, right? It's almost sort of what the cross hatching is good for. It's like, hey, it looks like they spent a lot of time on that. At least if you were doing it with the traditional pen and paper, that's certainly the feeling people would get. But yeah, not now. Look how quickly we can do that. Just really kind of a question of where you put it, right? Oop, too much. Try to go a little smaller with that. All right, I'll give up on it. And then, you know, let's move again to another layer. And then we can kind of really just go overboard with things like the luminescence, you know, everyone's favorite, right? throw a lens flare on here somewhere, right? Because there's all that metallic material in trees that would that would make a lens flare effect. Maybe there's a guy with his GoPro right there on the mountain that it's reflecting perfectly off the sun. So, or it could just be the sun over there. One thing I notice about this lens flare is it tends to always do the the predominant flare horizontally, but you can turn your canvas, right? Just oops. Someone's going, how do you miss that? Put it down there. So look at that. It's it. Or we could select it and make two of them, right? And then it would look like what? Duplicate. Look like a car is coming right at you. Okay, I'll delete that one. Put this one back. Let's see. Yeah, so it just wants to go in the sky. So there's all sorts of different things that you can do over here. The light leak, the glimmer. Now that might actually look okay. We already did kind of put in our our snow in places, but obviously you could find a place for that here and there. Certainly building up a snowy scene, aren't we? And then, yeah, these bucolites. I mean, again, these kind of fall in the same category as lens flares. Just unnecessary, completely unnecessary, probably. But they did sort of add something. I mean, it's certainly in this case where we have a maybe it's snow that's so close to us, but I think that's, like I said, probably enough. Now I'm gonna close it down a second, but let's just try one last thing. Make another layer below our sort of mountain range, and so maybe we could get away with something like this, some nice little swoop through here. Something like that. As long as it... I don't know. Again, yeah, I don't totally hate it. Let's put it that way. So. All right, well, all it needs is Mickey Mouse skiing off the mountain. We're going through here. Well, I forgot. That's... I'm just kidding. We won't do that. All right, so there you go. My first full Procreate tutorial. What a program, though. I'm absolutely impressed with it. So more to come, probably. And be sure to visit cartoonsmart.com.